Developing news out of northwest Albuquerque, where a crash has part of Coors shut down right now. This is a look at Coors and Fortuna, just south of I-40. Bernalillo County Sheriff's deputies say it all started when they and Albuquerque police pulled two cars over in a parking lot at Coors and Atrisco. Deputies say one of those cars took off, headed straight for the deputy. He was able to jump out of the way. He got into his car and then tried to catch up with the driver. We're told that deputy followed the car from a distance for about 3 minutes. It's when that car ran a red light here at Coors and Fortuna, causing a minivan to T-bone and slam into him. You're looking at a live look at what is left of that crash. We're told the driver, Joseph Rael, and a passenger of the minivan were all taken to UNM Hospital with minor injuries. Now, when Rael is released, we are told he will face criminal charges, and we'll have an update on when Coors opens up later here on News 13. Another news this morning, the Ether Man, as he is known, is supposed to be back in New Mexico early next week to plead guilty to at least some of his charges of breaking into women's homes, drugging them, and raping them. Now, we did some checking and learned that Robert Bruce is set to plead guilty to at least one rape and one aggravated burglary charge this coming Tuesday on Election Day. Bruce is charged with raping 11 women here, but prosecutors won't say if he'll plead guilty to all of them. Bruce got the nickname the Ether Man because investigators say he would soak a rag in ether and use it to knock women out before he raped them. And not just here in New Mexico, but all around the mid and the southwest. Earlier this year, a woman named Kai told the Dr. Phil show that Bruce tried to do it to her.
As I was getting ready for bed, I kind of had this strange feeling like someone was watching me. As I was asleep in my room, I suddenly felt somebody's hands over my face. I remember the taste and smell of rubber.
Kai was able to get away. Bruce is now in prison in Colorado. He pled guilty to rape charges there and said he would help investigators with his cases in other states.
Happening now, a man who police say was involved in a shooting at a police station that was full of cops is set to have a court hearing later today. This is Fabian Sidel smiling in court after his arrest last year. Well, today he is scheduled to have a change of plea hearing. Police say Sidel and two of his friends were drunk and being stupid last year when one of Sidel's friends fired a shot at a police station in the Heights. About a dozen officers who were in a shift change at the time were standing outside. The men were charged with assault and shooting from a car. Could an accused child rapist in Albuquerque be set free? Attorneys for Juan Gonzalez are asking that his charges be dropped. Albuquerque police say the 22-year-old illegal immigrant admitted to raping a 6-year-old girl at the Midtown Sports and Wellness. Now, Gonzalez has already been found incompetent. Yesterday, a judge heard a motion on mental retardation filed by the defense. A defense psychologist testified, saying Gonzalez tested in the mildly retarded range, but the state's psychologist does not agree.
While appearing to cooperate with the test, the results statistically would suggest that he intentionally selected incorrect answers.
Now, it will be up to the judge to determine if Gonzalez fits the state statute for mental retardation. That decision isn't expected until the end of the year. If he is found to be mentally retarded, the case against him would be dismissed.
New for you this morning. Remember the two young men who were murdered in an arroyo in the South Valley back in March? Well, police are still looking for whoever shot and killed them and are now making it the crime of the week. Let's take a look at this surveillance video. It shows Jeremy Trujillo and Samuel Gutierrez walking on Desert Breeze just south of Arenal. This was back in March. It also shows two men on bikes. You can kind of see them there. Well, police think that the two men on the bikes, or at least one of them, shot and killed the two teens. If you know who they are, call Crime Stoppers at 843-STOP. We should learn today if some of the students who investigators say were behind a possible plot to shoot up Hoover Middle School will get expelled. On Wednesday, the district says one of those students showed the principal a drawing of the school along with cryptic messages about guns and money. The district says the threat was not credible. Now the three kids from Hoover are suspended and the principal is recommending that two of them get expelled.
CenturyLink is working to repair a huge phone outage affecting Grants and the Gallup area. A spokesperson tells us that some copper thieves could be behind the extensive outage. They apparently mistook a fiber cable for copper. The outage started yesterday afternoon. Nearly 20,000 New Mexicans are affected. Some businesses had to even close down because their ATM machines and debit and credit card readers were not working as a result. Well, we are headed into the final home stretch for elections, and here in Bernalillo County and throughout part of the state, there are some critical timelines you need to be aware of.
This is especially true for people who are using absentee ballots. News 13's David Romero is live in downtown Albuquerque. David, what do we need to know this morning?
Well, Matt, if you haven't sent in that absentee ballot, you better do so soon and make that really soon. That's because the county clerk's office need it in their hands no later than 7 p.m. on Election Day, which is Tuesday. Now, if it's mailed on Saturday tomorrow within the Albuquerque area without any unforeseen problems, it should be delivered by Monday. Now, the Bernalillo County Clerk says there are other options to getting your ballot in.
After Saturday, I would just encourage a voter to hand that ballot in on Election Day at any polling location or into our office on Monday.
And their office is located on the 6th floor of City Hall in downtown Albuquerque. Again, all that really matters is that they have it in their hands by 7 p.m. on Tuesday night. Matt, back to you.
All right, very important information. Thank you this morning, David. Now, if you run into any problems with voting this weekend or if you have any questions about it, you can always call the County Clerk's voting hotline. You see it on your screen. It is 243-VOTE. By the way, a record number of people here in Bernalillo County voted early. David will have more on that coming up in about a half hour.
Yeah, early voting ending tomorrow.
Yeah, good. We'll have more on that. Good information.